Hey, it's Keith at Scheider Farms, and it is supposed to be hot this week. So, just like you and me, we're going to be drinking a lot more. Your plants are going to be needing a lot more water. So, I want to give you a few tips on how to keep your plants looking good, healthy, happy through all this heat, and surviving. So, one of my first tips, and I'm going to talk about plants in the ground to start off with, and this would be especially with newly planted perennials and shrubs that you've just planted maybe this spring or even last fall and haven't established so well yet. They're going to need water this week for sure. The ground's starting to dry out, and watering plants in the ground is a little bit different. They're going to need a deeper watering. When you first started off, you might have just been, watering and going along and not really getting it down there. So what we do out here is kind of the same thing you can do in the ground. I'll go through and I will water everything. And then after I'm done with a section, I'll come back over and I'll water it again. And what that does, it's a deeper watering, and it gives the water a chance to soak down through the profile of the pot. So kind of the same thing in the ground. You want to water, you want to let that soak down in. So a nice, slow, deep watering is what you want to do in the ground. And it may be every day, it may be once a week at this time. You just really need to stick your finger down in the soil to see how moist that is. And if the plants are wilting, they're going to need some water. They just may not be rooted out enough to get to that water yet. So keep an eye on them. And we recommend watering in the morning. It's the best time to do it. It helps on, number one, your plants are hydrated going into the hot part of the day. And number two, your leaves dry out and they're not wet for overnight, which can cause some diseases. So we're going to go over to a container here and talk about that for just a second. So annuals need watered a lot too when in the heat, and depending on whether they're in full sun, whether they're in shade, that is going to determine how often and how much you need to water them. So these are petunias. They're out in full sun, all the wind. They'll take it, no problem, but they do need to be kept watered. So one mistake is we see a lot of times just doing this, and that's not really watering the plant. That's just kind of wetting it down. What we want to do is water where the pot is, where the roots are, where the soil is, and we want to water it deep. And you may water it and it may start flowing out the top. If it's a big pot, it hasn't had time to go down, soak down into the pot thoroughly. So you may water your pots just like we were talking about on the perennials, and then come back over them a second time and water them again deep so that it gets all the way down through the soil profile and it will stay wetter longer. So again, do it in the morning. Check them every morning, and there may be even some days on some of your big plants that need hit in the afternoon. So get out there when you get home from work or in the evening and check them out to make sure they're not wilting and dry. But plants are going to do fine as long as they're watered. Keep up on it and get out there and enjoy them. It's a great time when you're out watering to enjoy your flowers. You'll see plenty of butterflies and the hummingbirds coming in on them, and it's just a great time. That's why we have them, is to enjoy. So get out there and enjoy them. We'll see you next time.